There's one very interesting fact on the MG S5 EV is that a very annoying speed limiter warning, which they even claim a drive like no other EV in its segment. If you're currently torn between the Proton EMA 7, BYD Atto 3, Chery Omoda E5, you could also check this out, the newly launched MG S5 EV. There are 3 variants available with prices starting from 115,900 to 135,900. But in such a competitive segment with so many choices, how can the MG S5 EV stand out? Let's find out. My name's Adrian, I'm all about the details, and you're watching cDrive. The launch of the MG S5 makes the ZS EV in kind of an awkward position because the ZS EV is an ICE converted into an EV, while this MG S5 uses a pure electric platform, the modular scalable platform shared with its sibling, the MG4. In terms of size, the S5 has the longest wheelbase among its class competitors at 2,730mm, which is 10mm longer than the closest BYD Atto 3. However, at the same price point, you can buy larger vehicles like the Proton EMA 7 and Leapmotor C10. In terms of design, I feel like it's lacking the MG family's sharp, sporty, aggressive design language. Here, it just looks like any other EV. Rounded, eyebrow LED daytime running light with a light bar over at the rear. But there's one very interesting fact on the MG S5 EV is that underneath here, there's an active shutter grille system, whose main function is to cool the hybrid battery more efficiently. Not so much to do with aerodynamics. So when the hybrid battery needs faster cooling, it's going to open up. The MG S5 EV to me has one of the best NVH levels in its segment. At high speeds, rolling noise as well as wind noise are surprisingly muted. And upon closer inspection, you will notice that over on the side mirrors here, there's actually vanes to direct airflow so that you get less turbulence around the A-pillar. And over here, the top spec Lux long-range variant rides on 18-inch alloys wrapped around Bridgestone Turanza T005 rubbers. These are premium comfort touring tires. These tires prioritizes driving comfort and quietness with the latest Enliten technology applied. Enliten technology boasts best-in-class wet performance, longer mileage, reduced rolling resistance for better fuel consumption, and more sustainable use of materials. Boot space is the largest in class, 453 liters. However, that you have to place the false boot floor in its lowest position to get 453 liters, but then you will lose the completely flat loading bay for the rear boot. And this kick sensor powered tailgate is only available in the top trim. The interior of the MG S5 follows a premium minimalist design language. Then the materials used in here overall feels more refined compared to the MG4. The center 12.8-inch touchscreen infotainment system is very slick, and the UI design is very similar to an iPad. Easy to understand and just simple to navigate around. I personally particularly like the interior concept of the MG5. Firstly, the physical buttons over here provides a very quick shortcut operations to the fan speed controls, temperature controls, as well as the volume for the infotainment. And once you link up wireless Apple CarPlay, the bottom section here still maintains a row of the shortcut keys. It's just very logical in here. Storage spaces on the top section of the center consoles are quite limited. You will find yourself placing most of your loose items within this center armrest storage right here. On the passenger side, it's quite an airy ambience in here because of the light color choices used by the upper dashboard. To open up the glove box, it's a push of a button. You can place your phone on the door cards, but just barely. Charging options for your devices, both the Type-C port are located in the center armrest. Alternatively, you can run a Type-C cable from the rear or a wireless charging tray. To safely secure your handbag, you can place it on the storage space below the center console. And the vanity mirror comes with LED vanity lights. Boasting the longest wheelbase among its class competitors, 2,730mm, means that rear space is actually quite spacious. I have the front seat adjusted to my usual driving position. I'm 175 cm tall. I have about 3 tennis balls worth of knee room. And because of its completely flat footwell as well as incredible thigh support, long distance journeys, I'm actually quite comfortable in this. There's a center armrest, 2 ISOFIX on the outer side, but the only caveat is that it lacks rear seat recline adjustments. So if you're looking to ferry a lot of passengers in the rear seats most of the time, the MG S5 EV is actually quite good. However, if you're going after the most space money can buy, the Proton EMAS 7 as well as the Elite Moto C10 would offer a much more spacious rear legroom. MG has always emphasized that their EVs offer a better driving experience, and in the MG S5 EV, they even claim a drive like no other EV in its segment, and I believe there's some truth to it. Firstly, the smoothness of the initial acceleration is fantastic, giving you a feeling that you're driving a hybrid. Many electric vehicles pride themselves in the instantaneous torque and acceleration, which, when put it nicely, you get that kick in the back sensation. But another way to look at it is motion sickness. If you're on and off the pedal all the time, and you're just a little bit, careless in terms of pedal control, you're just getting flung forwards and backwards, forward and backwards. However, the MG S5 is set up with passenger comfort as a priority and as a family SUV in mind. So the torque doesn't come in so aggressively, so instantaneously. Instead, it's a very linear, gradual power delivery, which this setting I really like. Because for first-time EV drivers or drivers with no experience with EVs, they're able to control the pedal as well as the acceleration in this car very easily. In terms of outright power, the MG S5 EV is arguably incomparable with other competitors, but in terms of smoothness, this is one of the best. In terms of suspension, the overall tuning is comfort biased. You get a very soft, supple motion whenever you go over undulations, bumps and humps, but it doesn't feel shaky or it doesn't jolt around, giving you that kind of, wobbly feeling. So overall, I'm very satisfied with this setup. Once out on the highway, you find that the MG S5 acceleration performance is inferior to the BYD Atto 3. Class competitors generally have 300 over Newton meters of torque, and the MG S5 only has 250 Newton meters of torque. As I said earlier, the acceleration tuning is more of a linear, progressive acceleration characteristics. Even though its suspension is on the comfortable side, it's very stable and confidence-inspiring at that high speeds, and credit to its rear-wheel drive platform as well as the near 50-50 weight distribution. The steering wheel feedback is also very direct, very responsive, and if the suspension could be made a little bit stiffer, its inherent sportiness of this chassis would really shine even brighter. But MG positions this car as a family SUV, so comfort is the utmost priority. That is a very annoying speed limiter warning, which MG says they're gonna update in a OTA after this to turn it off completely. If your need for an EV today is for long distance travel, then this MG S5 will be your best choice because it has the fastest DC fast charging in its class, up to 150 kilowatt. Even the entry-level conversions supports 120 kilowatts, and the closest competitor at a similar price is the Proton EMAS 7 at 100 kilowatts. 10 to 80% takes only 26 minutes, faster charging, shorter downtime, more time on the road. In summary, this MG S5 is a comfortable city EV SUV. Its key highlights are its comfortable ride, incredibly linear acceleration and deceleration, satisfying driving feel, and most importantly, it has the fastest DC fast charging speed in its class. However, if you're looking for a futuristic design or super large space, then this MG S5 EV may not be to your liking. So when you're out comparing other EV SUVs under 150,000 ringgit, remember all the intricate details of the MG S5 EV from my video and see how they stack up against this SUV. My name is Adrian, thanks for watching cDrive, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more detailed videos like this.